welcome back to my channel. So in today's video it is a really exciting one, as this is my first ever collab that I've actually done with anybody, and it's not just anybody that I'm doing a collab with, it's the Hollycopter. The Hollycopter. Hi Holly. Yeah, so you guys know that I've been the biggest fan of Holly for like the longest of times, and recently we decided to collab on a video, and what better video than to collab on than a redecorating one. We have redecorated a donut squishy each. I have done a Toy Story alien, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, and Holly has actually done Lotso from Toy Story 3, you know, that cute little strawberry scented bear that turns out to be evil. That is still so cute. And yeah, anyway, so she has done a fantastic job, and I will leave the link to her video down in the description, and if I can find a way to put it like on screen or something, I will. But as you guys know, I'm not the best YouTuber, and I have no idea what it's like, you know, what I'm doing when it comes to like intros, outros, putting things on the screen. I'm just rubbish at that. So yeah, if I can do that, I will, but if not, then be sure to go down to the description and check out Holly's video, as she did a great job on hers. Anyway, before I also get started, I also have these nails. Like, can you see these? They're Toy Story themed. Yeah, we probably aren't going to get a focus, are we? Because on this one here, we have like a cowboy kind of theme. This one here is a little cloud, and then we have like Andy on the thumb, like, you know, on the bottom of Woody's shoe where Andy wrote his name, that one's on the thumb. And then on this hand, this is the one where it gets really exciting, because we have like the alien on this finger, we have Buzz on this finger, and then we have like Buzz Lightyear's kind of logos and stuff on there. And these were actually made by a friend of mine called Chelsey. She has the same name as me, I promise, and it's not me. But she makes handmade nails and paints them and everything. She does a great job, and when I seen these, I just had to have them for this video. So I'll leave her shop down below also, as she ships all over the place. She even has like shoutouts from like Kylie Jenner and stuff like that. Honestly, she's going big time with her nails, so you have to check them out. And yeah, she just does great ones like these. I love them. Anyway, so yeah, here is my Toy Story alien donut squishy, which I will get straight on into the tutorial for now.
Okay, so to start off with, I took this donut, which I actually got from a kawaii box, and it was just a tiger donut, and it was really cheap, and like the painting and stuff like that was kind of like off, and it had quite a few defects in, so I chose to use this donut squishy and just cut off all the kind of extra bits on it. I also wanted a real hole in the center of the donut, so what I did was I took the very tip of my scissors and just cut away little snips to kind of round out and hollow out the section in the middle of the donuts. I also then smoothed out the outer shell and just stuff like that, and just made it nice and smooth. Next, taking some offcuts of memory foam, I just took my Sharpie pen and drew the side profile of the alien's ears, and I just cut this out loosely with my scissors. What I then did was rounded out this shape and cut it in half, and then really focused on each piece so that I had two ears to stick either side of the donut. Next, taking another offcut of foam, I then popped this onto the very top of the donut, and then using my Sharpie, I just kind of drew on the kind of little aerial type bit of the top of the alien, and then I just cut that out. So what I did was I really focused on making the bottom bit kind of in like a trapezium type shape, and then I rounded out the very top to make it look like there was a ball on top of that kind of bit that sticks up from the head. That's really hard to explain. But anyway, I then took a very small bit of hot glue and just hot glued it to the top of the donut, and I did the same with the ears and popped them both on the sides. You can of course use fabric glue if you do not like hot glue. I use hot glue because it's a lot quicker to dry and set and everything like that, so yeah, I just use hot glue, and probably just because I'm lazy. Anyway, so what I then did was took some Tulip Slick paint in the colour Neon Green and some of the Tulip Glow paint in the colour Neon Yellow, and I mixed these two colours together into a little plastic pot so that I was able to come up with a nice kind of neon greeny kind of glow in the dark colour. What I then did was mixed in some of the Neon Green by Scribbles, and I just topped it up with some more Neon Green Slick and just mixed that up into a little tub to kind of make the colour that I wanted. Neon Green was available in the Glow, but I didn't like the colour of the green, so I thought it'd be easy if I added yellow to make a more limey colour, but basically this is the colour paint that I ended up with. Now this paint I do not recommend one bit, because I'm not gonna lie, it's so thin. This might be because I put the Glow in it, but oh my goodness, honestly, this took me 8 layers. 8 layers to cover the orange colour. Like, it wasn't even like it was black or something like that. It took 8 layers to get a proper good solid green. So I do not recommend using this at all. I would probably recommend using like the Scribbles Neon Green with a bit of PVA glue to thicken it up, and maybe even like white puffy paint to kind of like thicken it up again without kind of running down the colour. But yeah, I do not recommend this colour paint at all unless you have a lot of time on your hands like I did. As you can see here, I'm still putting on more and more layers, but this time I'm actually using a lollipop stick. I know people in the US call them popsicle sticks, but we don't really call them popsicles here. We call them like ice lollies, and then all the like lollipop sticks are lollipop sticks. I hope that makes sense. So I just call them lollipop sticks, but you know what I mean when I say that. I mean these big giant lollipop sticks. So once I had all the green built up eventually, and oh my goodness, it took me like way over a day or two to do that, I then took some Tulip Slick paint in the colour just purple, it said, and I popped a nice stripe all the way around the donut, filling it in as I went around, making a nice thick band of purple. This was like the neck piece of the little alien suit, so that's why I chose to do that band in purple. Whilst that was still wet, I then went ahead with some blue, and I think it was called neon blue. I'm not 100% sure now. I think it was neon blue. Yeah, and then I popped that on the rest of the donut, all covering the bottom and stuff like that, just to kind of mimic the alien suit that they all wear. So I'm really happy with like these color combinations. I think they just work out so well, and I'm not gonna lie, I love those little green aliens from Toy Story. You know, when they're like, they're claw, I don't know, I love them. So the next step was the step that I found the most difficult, and this was getting the shape of the eyes right. But basically I just like put out some white puffy paint onto a little post-it note, and then with a really thin paintbrush I just painted on the shapes of the eyes. They were kind of all different, and I kind of had to get them all kind of like in a rounded type shape, so that's exactly what I went ahead and did, and I just painted those on to the very top of the donut. Next, what I decided to do was take the neon green that I used and pipe out a mouth. Now, this mouth didn't stick around for very long because I realised how weird it looked, and then I figured I could use the hole for the donut as its mouth. So yeah, I just ignore this bit because I figured I would keep it in anyway, because you can see how easily I kind of removed it in a minute. But what I did was I also put kind of like eyelids on each of the whites of the eyes, and yeah, I just piped that out really thick so that it left a nice 3D mark. What I then did was took a baby wipe and I actually just baby wiped the whole of that mouth off whilst it was still wet so that it was completely gone. What I then did was I took some orange and yellow and red and green and just like piped up that little pizza planet thing that's on their kind of uniform, and I just popped the little logo like that on the very bottom right of the donut. Next I went in with some black puffy paint and that small paintbrush again, and I just painted on the little kind of like eyeball, what is that called? Those black bits of your eyes, pupils. Golly gosh, I am not doing very good at speaking today. But the pupils of the eyes, I just painted those on with a paintbrush in the middle of the white bits of the eyes. This is the point where I realised, hold on a second, these eyes look super weird, and I was just looking at it like, what's wrong? And then I figured the colour of the eyelids were too light, so I painted over the slick neon green with Scribbles neon green, and it was then done.
Okay, yeah, so here is the Toy Story donut, all completely finished and stuff like that. It is kind of lumpy bumpy, that's just because of the amount of layers of paint I had to put on, which was really disappointing. Honestly, I don't recommend the paint at all because it was just so like transparent, which is really annoying. Like, this took 8 layers. I think it was 8, it might have been 9. I think it was 8 though, to completely cover up that design and stuff, and it wasn't even that prominent. So yeah, here's the squishiness of it. It still squishes really nicely. Just look at that. I find when you kind of paint with slicks and stuff, it does get really kind of sticky towards itself. It's not sticky to anything else, just towards itself. Like, these ears keep sticking down, but you can kind of peel them off again. We've got like this little bit on top, which obviously was made from memory foam, and that just squishes just the same and slow rising as with the ears and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Even though it is a bit lumpy bumpy and it was a bit of a mission to get that green colour on, I am still really happy with how it turned out, and even more excited to be doing a collab with obviously someone that I have subscribed to for like the longest of times. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say for today. So tomorrow I will be doing a Something Else Sunday video. I do have a package which I'm going to be unboxing, unpackaging, unbagging. That's an annoying bit of hair, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, also, I'm wearing a hoodie today. It's my boyfriend's hoodie, but it's really comfortable, and I didn't want to take it off, so I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course, check out Holly's video down in the description below, and floating around here if I can find the thing to do it. Probably won't be able to, so I'm probably going to seem really silly right now. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another unpackaging, unboxing, whatever you want to call it, and I will hopefully see you then. So yeah, bye!